You know, man, I'm just stalling, waiting for the notification to come on. Well, there it is. Speaking, you shall receive. So, for chewing in your ear, I made some lemon pepper, onion, garlic fries. They're delicious. Light little snack, but I don't like eating no air. It's not professional. So, it's Friday. Friday. Welcome to the Troy Graham Experience. Daddy's Lounge, episode 38. By the way, I got my camera. There was nothing ever wrong with the camera. See, nothing. It was the fact that my lens, my cover, my screen protector, funny enough, was cracking. It was covering up the lens on the front of the camera. Right? Definitely talk about awkward. So, the title for today is, or the subject matter for today is the business of fatherhood. Now, full disclosure, I, I reached out to a gentleman, and I'm hoping that he makes the time to come on here. But if he doesn't, I completely understand. Brother is a very busy man, and he has a fight coming up this weekend. So I understand if he doesn't make it in. Okay, but I'll reach out to him again. And I definitely want the brother back on. I mean, on the show, not back on, but on the show. So I'll reach out to him again and see how it works. Okay, so even chewing on the air, I know it's not good, but I'm gonna stop it right now. These fries are good. So the business of fatherhood is today's title. You know what? Hold on a second. I'm going to turn. It's a little bit warm. I can't turn on the air conditioner because I'm somewhat anemic. I turned it on, and I got to turn it off 2 hours later. That doesn't make any sense, does it? But ceiling fan work just fine for me. But the business of boxing, so the business of fatherhood. I mean, so you're going to ask yourself, how is fatherhood a business? Because we are passing on, as they say, or in a lot of cases, selling them our beliefs on how they should, you know, take this journey through life before they step into their own manhood or womanhood. Right? That's what we're selling. We're selling strength, positivity, honesty, and loyalty and love. All of those things, what we're selling. And we're probably saying, we don't sell that. We teach them, pass that on. What do you think teaching is? It's a sale, baby. Teachers get paid to sell. It's, it's placed in the form of teaching. You learn something from it. In most cases, you learn something from it, right? So, because most people will tell you the same things, like, yeah, I went to school and I learned this, that way, right? Well, that's sales, which is what fatherhood is really, along with any type of parenting. It's really sales plus your beliefs, and that's what you pass on to your children, and then they in turn walk their own path, and then they pass that on to their children, who repeat the same thing. Right, right. So that being said, I was a lousy salesman. Once they started frustrating me, I became a very lousy salesman. When they were infants and so forth, I was a great salesman. I had my first son on a schedule when he was 6 months old. His brother took a year. The one after that, really, I got him on the schedule pretty easy too. A few months, and he was everybody was going to sleep at the same time, except for the middle one. He gave me fits, right? Right. And then I taught them all. I potty trained all of them, right? So the the middle and the third, the last one, they got it quick. The other one, not so. The first one, not so much. He was autistic, so it took a little bit more time, but he got it, man. He got it. Love my boy, man. He got it. And then, funny enough, I spoiled it. I think they caught on to what I was doing, which I'm 100% sure they caught on to what I was doing. So sometimes, for the one child who didn't want to go to sleep, I would pack him up in my Astro van. Sometimes, I mean, I'm not leaving the community. We lived in an apartment community at the time, quiet little area in Maryland. And so I would stay in the community and just drive him from the front of the community back to our apartment, right? And I'd be holding him in my arms in the front seat. And was driving real slow, got to the stop sign, made a U-E, came back, but I was going so slow that the police that night pulled me over in my community, right? So when the police came up to me and he put a flashlight in the car, he was like, "Oh," he was like, "Brother, I'm a father too, and I have a newborn too. I understand what you're doing, but I'm changing shifts. The next guy that comes in here, I'm telling you, I know him. He's anal, and he's not going to be like me. He'll lock you up." So I had to stop doing that, because he said he'll lock you up and he's going to put your children in child protective custody. So please, I don't want that for you. Please don't do this no more. So what I had to do when I was taking them for rides now was put them actually in their car seat. And since I was only taking one at a time, I would I had an Astro van, so I would put them on the back right, so I could just look over my shoulders and see them instead of the seat in the back. And I would crack open, the windows flip open on the older Astro vans. So I would flip the windows open and let some cool air circulate in there. And I would drive up and down the community. So even if they stopped me, they can't say anything because he was in the car seat. And I did get stopped by that ain't no retentive cop one night, and he's like, why you out here driving around your son and driving so slow?" I said, "Well, you have my ID. I live right down the street." He said, "Yeah, but that doesn't answer my." I said, "I live down. I'm trying to get him to go to sleep. You can't think of anything else." And sure enough, the dude was a horse's ass. He was, but I just, I had to get my baby to go to sleep, and that's one of the ways I could do it. So that's another sales tactic I told y'all about, the business of fatherhood. So once he got used to that, and this is like 4 years later now. So now he's 4 years old, and it's my middle child again. His name is Malcolm X. Hyper. You call it that? He AHHD, whatever they call it. I just called him Hyper. So I had a cleaning contract this time, and I would take the boy with me, have him help me clean this private school, and I had 3 banks I was cleaning also, all by myself. So he was like, "Dad, it's scary out here," because we were all the way in the woods of Pasadena, Maryland. If y'all know anything about Pasadena, Maryland, they don't like us over there. Okay, let me make clear to what I'm speaking of. You see what I'm saying? Okay, good. They ain't like us, or they don't like us. They don't like they don't like people who look like them who like us. Okay, so that's what I did. I took him to clean, and he helped me clean up. But I constantly had to go behind my child and I'm sorry, wipe off the blackboard because he didn't. He would clean the erasers like I showed him how to do it, and he would erase the blackboards, but then he write on them. He's 4. I mean, I never let him out my sight though. If I was in one classroom, he'd be right over in the other classroom, and I could see him and I would make sure I locked the doors behind me because I had the keys to the school, and I just did that. Then at the bank, I had the keys to get in and out, and we would go take the trash out together, which wasn't much, as a bank. And he grew up seeing that, and then when they got older, what I would do is I would pile them into the Astro van on Friday nights, and we would go into Howard County, Maryland, and we would dream build. When I mean older now, they 10, 9, and 6. So we go into Howard County, Maryland, uh, and I would take them past a house that Will Smith owned there with Jada, and I would say, well, yeah, that's his house. Charles Dutton owned a farm. I remember I knew where it was, but now I don't remember where it was because it was years ago. I drove him past there. I said, "Yeah, Charles Dutton." They remember him from The Rock and Low Down Dirty Shame, right? So I would take him there. And there was a post office lady in Baltimore who won 98 million on the lottery, and she had a house which she lost, but gold pipes and all this other nonsense. She lost the house, so I was selling them entrepreneurship without them even knowing it. I always told them, dream with purpose and dream big. Don't just dream, dream purposefully and dream big. What's the sense of dreaming if you don't dream big? But one day you're going to have to wake up and put feet to the ground and make sure you get your dreams going. Because time, no, don't listen to anyone that tells you that, you have all the time in the world. The world don't know how much time it has. So how you going to tell your child that they have all the time in the world? So all the while they coming up, I'm selling them entrepreneurship, something that father tried and tried at, failed, tried, failed, tried, failed. But the fact that I failed taught me a lot about succeeding because I never quit. I just kept trying. And so I picked up some qualities and I passed that on to them. And they each want to do their own thing. It's just a matter of, like I said, put your feet to the ground and let's go. We in the information age, so let's go get it. That's me selling them one thing. I, I remember having a conversation with their sister, you know, and she was telling me, I want to say thank you to him. I'm like, yeah, wow, what's up? I have to write a lot of reports. And then she paused and just looked at me like I was supposed to know what that means. She said, "Don't you remember when I was coming up and I was in elementary school or junior high school? I used to have these books to read, and if I read them wrong or whatever, you make me write reports." Oh, and my niece said the same thing to me. They both said the same thing to me, and I really didn't remember that. But when she said it, the memory started coming back, and I was like, "Yeah, yeah, 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 yeah." So that's what happened. That muscle memory traveled with them as they grew, and that's how she got through nursing school because they have to read and write a lot in nursing school, and even as a full time RN, you have to write a lot of reports. Ta-da! So all that muscle memory and retention that was built up young, right? She remembered it. Hence the business of fatherhood, because the we're in a better making business, which is why we have to get over our bitterness, because you can't make anybody better if you're bitter. Okay? I'm going to repeat that again. You can't make anybody better if you're bitter. Bitterness is only for this. It'll hold you in place. See, like, bro, I could hold this fist all day. If it doesn't travel anywhere or does any protecting or blocking or whatever, what's the point of it? And that's what bitterness is. What's the point of it? It'll just hold you in place, much like an anchor holds a ship in place. That's what bitterness is to your spirit. It'll hold you in place. You can't get your business done then, all right? I know someone's going to ask me, well, what about love? What about love? It's like, if I didn't love them, I wouldn't be giving them the business of fatherhood. Hello? Would I? I'd be off minding my own damn business and let the world take care of them. It ain't my business. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I'm just sharing memories today. I'm not even gonna try. I didn't listen to anyone today. I didn't read none today. I just kind of had a free day, and I'm sharing memories. The business of fatherhood came to me as I was sitting around listening to something. It just came to me. So I said that sounds like a good title. Let me go ahead and put it on here. Yeah. So the business of fatherhood, and really, it's just a play on words because we all know fatherhood is not a business. At least depends on who you speak to. But to me, it's not a business. It's a purpose. But for all intents and purposes, I use the word business because it sounds more interesting. Huh? So what else carried on? I remember. You ever see those people in the mall with their kids on a leash? I am not ever going to do that. I never did do that. Never. And I never will do that. I mean, my kids aren't. That's. You put your dogs on a leash because you don't want them to jump out and hurt others, right? So why do you have your kids on a leash? Are your kids dangerous, or is it just that you're afraid somebody might come and snatch them up? But look, these are the fries I was talking about. See? Ah, ah. Okay, I'm back. Those are the fries I was talking about. The crinkly fries, I guess. I seasoned them things up with some garlic powder, onion powder, and some lemon pepper. I was gonna put some vinegar on there, but I decided against it. Just kept it simple, KISS. Keep it simple. I'm wondering what other people sold or what business other people sold their children. Because I know what business I sold my children. You know, always wanted them to be forward thinkers. I said I always told them be the best man you can be to achieve your greatness. I made them say it every morning. There's good, better, best, and great. And why are you going to be great? Because your daddy said so. And you're a child of God. That's why. So be great. Don't be partially, don't be just good. You were just good enough to make it into life. No, you were born for excellence. Live it, claim it, make it yours. Because that's why you are here. You come from a God who knows everything and knows about riches. He's not living in poverty, so why should you? You don't have poverty thinking, so why should you? You weren't born with a poverty spirit, so don't live like that. Walk walk so proudly yet humbly that your light shines even as the sun does. People could see your aura. Like in The Last Dragon, he said, "Who's the master?" Who shown off was like, "Who's the master?" And brother Bruce Leroy said, "I am." Then the music came on. You are the last dragon. Help me out. Help me out. Somebody text me the words. You are the last dragon. That's funny. True, but funny. So yeah, be like that. Let your aura shine through. People tell stories of Jordan and Prince. They say, yeah, we can see their auras. And don't look in Prince's eyes. Got them little women eyes. Might seduce you. But anyway, I go off a track. Come on, y'all. I go off track sometimes to bring myself back. That's the fun of doing this. Right? Fatherhood is fun. Have some fun with it. You don't have to be stiff. Some of the greatest times I've had with them is when we were laughing. Whether we playing hide and go seek, whether we would go out and get samples at Costco, BJ's, and Sam's Club. People thinking that my sons look so much alike that they've been there already, and I had to walk up there with all three of them and show the lady that they're three separate individuals and not the same person. And she was like, "Wow, I thought they were all the same person." Yeah, well, I know why you thought that. Yeah, I know why. It's funny, but it's not really. It's really not. So, that being said, man, just enjoy this journey while you're on it. Look, I get it. There's been times where I had to fall down and fret. hmm My eyes were soaking wet with my own tears, and I was balled up in a corner trying to hide myself from my fears, whispering in the wind, knowing that there's no one to listen. So who cares? Hmm? Folded up like a lawn chair, thinking I'm the only one going through this here. Nah, nah, that ain't true. But I perceived it in my mind. I perceived it in my mind. And then I just sat there with my knees to my chest as I lost track of time. Mm-mm-mm. And I did lose track of time. What should I say? Because see, time don't have to lose track of you. Because time don't keep track of you. You keep track of time. And then when I woke up, it was the next day. And I said, I'm going to start this like it's a brand new day. It was a lie. I still had some remnants of the pain. But with each step I took, my strength started to grow. So in the fetal position, I wouldn't remain. hmm And once I washed up, said my prayers, and asked for forgiveness and strength, I knew that this day I would gain strength and the pain would go away and I would never be the same. hmm So that's one way to get over stuff. I would just write. I do a lot of writing, songs, poems, play, whatever. A lot of poems. I wrote a lot of poems, and I just did it. I some we each of us as fathers needs an escape. We have that tool within us to help us escape. Some might say, "Well, I drink." Some might say that I smoke. I don't do any of them things. I don't advise that, but I can't tell another grown man what to do. I don't drink. I don't smoke. Mm, might be sex for others. If that's what works for you, be careful. Might be food for some. That escape, right? It might be. In my case, my escape was simply escaping. And sometimes I went so barrel so deep in my soul that I stayed there for the most I ever stayed there was for 2 days. Then I woke up and realized, wow, I haven't got out of bed in 2 days. My wife was like, you got to stop doing that. It's scary. Yeah, at the time it was. Bruce, how you doing, sir? So at the time it was because most people will disappear from in front of you. I disappear in front of you into me. So it's like if you're talking to me and I'm deep inside myself, you're talking to no one because I'm gone. I buried myself inside my soul to go hide. And that's when you gotta not let go. Imagine if you're hanging on a cliff and you gotta hold on. I mean, you're trying to pull yourself up, but you start to slip until finally you just let go. There's no tomorrow after that. So In my case, I didn't let go so much that I couldn't come back, find my way back from outside of my own soul. I didn't let go that much, right? So I I'm pulling stuff is just coming out of me. Stuff is coming out. I know what the title says, but stuff is just coming out. Pardon me again. I didn't want you to see me chew. You probably heard me, but you didn't see me, so you really don't know what I was doing. Unless, of course, I had to confess and tell you, which is what I'm doing right now. That's the gift of being a storyteller. You could, you know, I don't want to say lie. There's another word for it. You know, what Dub likes to say, hyperbole. I don't like that word. It just means lie. I hope you hear this too. It just means lie. You know, you could touch up a story and make it more friendly to you. Doesn't make it the truth, but if it works, right? But back to the children. So, man, this is why I would love to hear from others and tell me what you believe you sold your children. What bill of righteousness did you think you sold your children? Huh? What did you tell them that you know will pass on through the generations? Like my grandmother, I always remember this. If you're not here, you're going to feel in the yard out there. If you're not here, you're going to feel. See this? Somebody broke it. See this? Somebody broke it. See this? Swole up from fighting too much. I'm talking about my knuckles, right? See this? I was rendered unconscious once. This leg right here, 2 time broken. Hence what she said. If you know, if you don't hear, you're going to feel. Because of her thick accent, it's like if you don't hear, you're going to feel all the time. And your head tough like concrete. So yeah, because my head was tough like concrete, I had to feel before I could learn. My sons are like that. They had to feel a lot of times before they could learn, meaning they had to see it and had it happen to them, and then my words became justification. They weren't just me talking. Hmm. Say that one more time. I said, then they became justification. Then my words became justification. It wasn't just me just talking. Yes. Say amen. Wow. But the one thing I can tell you, any father listening to me or who view this on the replay or whatever the case may be, if you leave, how you gonna have all these experiences? The good, the bad, the ugly, the joy, the pain. Because just like the only thing that stays the same is time. Your children, sons, daughters, your nephews, nieces you're raising, they all will eventually grow and change because only the dead remain the same. Think about it. Think about it. So that's what this is. Am I licensed or do I have a PhD or bachelor's in fatherhood? Only by trial and error. So yes, I have a bachelor's degree in trial and error. Did I go to university of that? Yeah, university of life and parenting and just everything. That's the university I went to. The university of I will continue to to find the strength to stick and stay. because Lord knows what will happen if I go away. You know, I want them to have the father that I never had. So yeah, they had to take the good, the ugly, and the bad. Sometimes the rod and the word, but they remembered it because it was done in love. But they remembered it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do a short one today simply because it's Friday and I feel like doing a short show because I just feel like it. How about that? But I'll give y'all about 5 more minutes, because sometimes you come to the conclusion that you don't want to keep repeating yourself. Now I see folks checking in, jump on, give me your thoughts, give me some feedback, because I need to know. I'm not one of those podcasters who are like, well, I don't want to hear any critiques or I don't want to know. Listen, the largest room in the world is room for improvement. So you say something reasonable, I will listen. You say something not reasonable, I'll hear it, but I'm not gonna listen to it. And I'm not gonna. I don't like kicking people off either. Mm-mm, don't like it. I think I'm gonna just keep this look for right now until I grow the beard. Yeah. What y'all think? Barlet Dandana. Yeah, I think I'll keep this look for right now. But 4 more minutes. Look, I'm gonna stop eating these on the air, but they so good. Okay, so I'm still chewing, by the way. If my son would ever answer his phone again, I'll get him back on the show. That's the youngest one, and the older one and the middle one will be back on also. All right. Maybe I'll get that beautiful granddaughter of mine and have a conversation with her. But look, we got about 2.5 more minutes, and we're gonna be done. I hope somebody heard my voice and maybe gained a little something from this today. Not a little something, just gained something. Because believe it or not, even though you sometimes it sounds like I'm going all over the place, it all comes back to the main source, fatherhood. I don't see it as rambling. As life is not one straight line, so you give a whole lot of things. It's a whole lot of ingredients, but you come back to the source all the time, which is could be a big bowl or big pot that you're cooking in. Take that like life. Keep adding on. Every day you should learn something new because if the more you grow, the more those children will grow. And even though they might be adults and so forth, you'll be surprised with all the technology and everything they have. Simple stuff they can't even do, like tread a needle or change a tire and change oil. You can look on YouTube, but if you haven't done it before, you get a little nervous. I know how to tread a needle. Don't know how to sew, right? Hell, I don't even know how to ride a bike, but I taught 4 adults how to ride a bike. And isn't that funny? How a grown man don't know how to ride a bike, but he taught four adults how to ride a bike. Because that is life. One of the mysteries of life. And the best thing the good Lord ever did for me was to say, I got these 4 children for you. I want you to raise them. 3 are yours by blood. One you raised since you were 2. But guess what? Blood don't make family. Do what you do best. Do what I do. Do what I have fated you to do. Go raise them. You may see reward. You may not see reward, but the joy you'll get just by watching them grow, will outlive any joy that you'll ever get in life. Now, if you disobey me and leave, you'll know nothing but pain. You'll never be able to accomplish anything, especially if you put something in your name. It might start off good, but it will end in shame. Mm, that's his name. See, I'm going to repeat that again. If you leave, you will know nothing but pain. In any business you start and you put it in your name, nothing but pain. In any business you start and put it in your name, it will fail and you will be ashamed. Why? Because if you couldn't stand there for your children, how's your what foundation will your business be on that's strong enough to stand on its own? None, because you're going to run off at the first sign of trouble. This is your business right here and now, being a father. That's your business. Do it. Just want to say, Troy, you make it sound so easy. I know, because look at the alternative if you don't do it and you still live in the pain about, oh, my father wasn't there. I saw my father probably 4 times, 4 or 5 times the whole life. I don't know too much about my childhood. That's a lie. I know little or nothing about my childhood. But guess what? I could have used all of those things and ran off, and said, well, I didn't have a father. I could have just provided money, but not spiritual. Kids need that time. They need to bond. I never bonded with my father at all. I saw him, but we didn't really bond. He was more or less a provider financially, but wasn't the bonding type. He didn't even do that with my older brother. And he lived in Jamaica with him under the same roof. So yeah. But brother Mark, that's my brother, man. I'm getting him on here next week. You heard me, brother. I'm getting you on here next week, man. But gentlemen and ladies, now I can't leave till it gets to 40. Something about me and even numbers or numbers that are divided by 3. I can't close out unless it's an even number. Even though 35 is not an even number, 40 is. 50 you can still break that into 2. So when it gets to 40, I bid you all adieu. And I pray and hope that my words reach you and you felt something true. Because yeah, I'm having some fun, but purposely, this is what I do. And in time, I might see the rewards just by a word from a stranger on the street, you know. Or there's always since it's the financial side. Why lie? Tell the truth. I want it to grow and take root because the more I get, the more I can give. And really, why else do you want to live? You want to be selfish and keep it all to yourself? That's because you don't understand the true meaning of wealth. You might know riches, but riches is not wealth because riches could only make you rich. Wealth could make others rich. Hello. Hello. They say a camel can't go through the eye of a needle. Well, guess what? A wealthy man can see through the eye of a needle and understand the point of things. You get it? Needle? Point of things? Yeah, in the vernacular. You didn't think I was going to come back at you, but I did. Because just like math, there's always a factor. And that being said, 20 seconds, I'm going to bid y'all adieu. And I'll see y'all on Monday. Hopefully, I'll have my brother on Monday. I hope one of them. Y'all have a magnificent weekend. Be blessed and Just be productive and patient. Indeed.